Ladies and Germans, or actually, mein Damen und Herren, this is Con Ulrich.
And this is Ringru, hello, hello, hello.
And folks, we're taking a mini bit of a break away from that Metal Gin tournament. We know you guys have been loving those replays. To give you something, just kind of a random match between some two rando fellows on Ciano. Rang, why do I see so many swastikas?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have ourselves Trista Command playing as Pantalea with a balanced income. And on the right-hand side, we have Xiru playing as the 1st Hungarian Cavalry, also with a balanced income.
So you and I were talking before we went live here that it was so much more common to see allied on allied matches back in SD44. What's the reasoning behind seeing some German love here?
I don't know, it's just funny seeing a, German on German match. But yeah, in terms of, like, compared to SD44, I'd have to give, Eugene credit between the Germans and the Russians. It's pretty balanced, all in all. And I know people are going to complain in the comments, is it a mirror matchup? But technically it's Hungarians versus Germans here, so it's a bit different.
Well, and let's not kid ourselves and pretend that the Panzer Lehr and the first Lovas play the same way.
They're very different beasts, so this would be a rather fun match.
Did they just add this 37 mil Krupp TV?
Where?
The north on Xiru's side, the Hussar PK. I don't think I've ever seen that transport before.
I'm gonna find it.
Northernmost arterial. Sitting behind the 40
Oh,
mil. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that truck before.
yeah, it's some weird Hungarian things. I think it's mainly for like transporting support guns and anti-tank guns, etc.
Makes
I
sense.
think it's kind of, reminds me of like an SDKFZ 7 or something that the Pioneers used.
I can totally see it. But in the meantime, though, of course, we are going to see flame openings, and the Hungarians draw first blood as the AT rifle, the Solotherm over there, does get a couple of small kills. They're going to pay for it pretty quickly, though, between the IG-18, the PaK-40s right there. Oh my gosh.
That's such a ballsy move, placing a PaK-40 and an IG-18 right on the road.
Not quite as ballsy as putting a Hetzer in the middle of a road. That thing's a tank destroyer. That's not going to do diddly squat, really, against an infantry.
And that PaK-40 is actually got really good shots in that headshot.
Yeah,
Even with the
well,
IG-18, holy crap.
and now he's turning his heels. This is going to get bad real quick. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, that's when you want to reverse things hardcore.
hmm
Actually, I kind of like this PaK-40 IG-18 kind of buddy system.
Yeah, it works really well. I mean, the PaK-40, blows up the tanks, and the IG-18s blow up anything that's not a tank.
However, of course, we're going to have an SPW down to the south engaging one of these AT guns. That 40 millimeter might kill it. Bailed out. Yep.
There we go. Now we got the Hungarian infantry moving up to secure the town down south. And then in terms of the infantry matchup, it really goes towards the Hungarians. As we know, those Hungarian troopers are bloody scary. Those Hussarooks.
It certainly is a bit of a Hungarian rhapsody.
hmm
But it is still 13-11. Now, I am surprised that the Flame Trooper opening was just as meager is the only term I can bring that comes to mind, really.
Yeah, it definitely changes the pace compared to the Russian Flamer opening, which usually does well, just due to the fact the Jeep is a bit faster.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know, in this map, especially in the town in the middle, like that 50 yard line where the church is, it's pretty open ground. It's very hard to use flamethrowers in that section.
Very true. Now, I also have to kind of always give a bit of a nod over here to the old school 75 mil howitzers from like World War One, which are just in every
Yep.
single direction. Actually, now that I think of it, the first Lobos, I haven't really seen a lot of people really go ham on the 75 mils, which is
Yeah,
weird.
you don't really see them all too often. They're not as fancy compared to your IG-18s, of course. It doesn't have AP shells, but for Division, it doesn't really have much in terms of direct fire HE. It's not a bad choice. Your tanks aren't really spitting out a lot of HE.
Part of me was going to be a little bit surprised that we hadn't seen too much investment from Trista just yet, but we do have another one of those, not even comfort groupas, but we have the IG-18 PaK-40 and another SPW heading into the kind of the central area.
Mm-hmm. And this is the one thing I really like about ST's2 just divisional builder, is that we're seeing Panzer be played. You think it's tanks and heavy and all of that stuff, but no, he's playing anti-tank guns and reconnaissance cars.
Well, and that's such an overlooked part of this game is those Recon armored cars.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they die so swiftly that we always kind of mock the autocannons, but those things are devastating and under the right circumstances, of course.
Yeah, they can work out really well. And then Trista's just playing a very light Panzer division so far during its A phase. He's using those undergunned Panzer IIIs, which is starting to bite him in the arse as this Jagdpanzer is moving into position.
Well, it's kind of funny at the same time. Ooh, aircraft coming in for some recon. But this IG-18 was pounding the road and actually just managed to take out a Hussar squad by himself, which is just like, yikes.
That's a fantastic spot. And yeah, the Recon plane is going to be returning the favour, so to speak.
That is certainly the case.
Whoa! Just
wow.
killed. Jeez. I was not expecting that result.
Neither was I. Now, we always kind of talk about Panzerlehr's supreme issue in terms of infantry early on. We seem to be scraping the bottom of the barrel already.
It's just due to the fact that I don't have a lot of infantry cards, it can be a bit difficult in A phase. I think in the later stages of the match it's not too much of a pain, because the B phase and C phase, Panzer Grenadier unvetted, is pretty generous, so you can scrape by with that. But yeah, Xiru definitely has the infantry advantage early on, just his heroics are terrifying.
Now, with the death of the P3s, even these Terran tanks are going to be having some decent effect. Of course, it does depend on how easily this Pac 40 can get up to the front lines. Bit of a no-win situation, though.
Yep. Yeah, once again, during the Pac 40 IG-18 combo, it's real Trista classic here, I guess.
It does certainly be the interesting one, isn't it? 75 mil in the meantime. I'm not entirely sure what he's going to be aiming at. Infantry to the north. He's got a small duet of guns over there.
Yep. Blowing up some dudes in the open.
There we go. Panther and 3 P3s. I was wondering why we've seen almost no investment, really, of anything. And that's why. With this armored fist. This is a terrifying unit coming in.
God, yeah, it is. I mean, it's like the Mama Panther bringing the baby Panzer IIIs home.
You hear David Attenborough now. And now we watch the giant cats come in to hunt. Meanwhile, David Attenborough's estate's like, what are you talking about? But anyway, 234 does go down near the southern town. But not been a lot of conflict down there. Both sides kind of content, more or less, just to kind of hold territory. Not a lot to fight over.
Yeah, usually the southern side seems scary for both sides to push, as that town really becomes a no man's land, so to speak. Or pushing the northern area is definitely a little bit more comfortable, especially if the town, that checkpoint town, there's a lot of cover, and it seems easy to take because of how it's structured. You just move infantry up and hopefully you capture it.
The Focke-Wulf 189 is going to drop those little bombs on top of that artillery position. I'm a little nervous about these guys, as, wow, those 75mm are surprisingly effective in this game so far.
Yeah, like 75mm WOMBO combo it's really good. I kind of recommend, spreading them out a little bit, as it does kind of get them killed. But apart from that, I really do like that combo a lot.
Meanwhile, Panther does hit the field in the north. He is engaging the artillery piece. This is a very interesting, let's say, targeting strategy. I'm not sure how this is going to pay off, more or less. It's just a tiny bit of HE damage. I'm surprised he's even bothering.
I think there's nothing really much else to shoot. But yeah, we got the Panzer III blob coming in, which is all cool and all, but you probably need some infantry to secure at least the edge of the town.
Well, you can see right now, Xiru's got himself a 15-9. As he takes out those guns to the south, he takes an awful lot of territory. Just IG-18, in the meantime, is the only guy anywhere close to the front lines. And those Husaroks, yes, those guys are quite beefy. But, yeah, tanks don't do very well in not taking out trucks.
And I wonder how close Trista's going to get to the town, because he really should not be moving up the Panthers closer. And the
He's
Panthers,
got 4 squads coming in.
Yeah, until the Panther Grenadiers come in and secure. But even then, taking that town is going to be a pain in the ass. Hungarian infantry is better. Yes, those light tanks may not seem scary, but you got to realize, Hungarian light tanks shoot 17 rounds a minute. They will just stun you up to death and back. Even a Panther, they don't care. They eat you up just through 1,000 cuts.
Well, I guess the only response is Arty Party.
And you got good arty with Panzer. You got those fabulous mortar half tracks, which people need to use more often because they're the best artillery unit in game.
That is certainly true. Now, the funny thing about this, I'm getting a very Bridge Too Far vibe. This is 30 Corps coming up that road towards pretty much everything. And they're already bogged down. It's just it's a very weird thing to see so much power. So impotent is the wrong word, but
he didn't need that many tanks. He really needed more artillery and just like three Panzer threes.
In the meantime, Terrans are getting brought into the south. Not going to be to great effect necessarily, but down south again, we just have squads of Germans just kind of holding the line, keep things honest a bit. Yep. Bring that 15-9 back to more of a 14-10 kind of thing.
Yeah, Xiru's doing a very good job just grinding down Trista's front line. Like, it's not a huge point advantage so far. Xiru's actually losing in terms of points right now. I mean, he has less points, what I'm saying, but he's gaining points. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that in terms of momentum, it's really in Xiru's favour at the moment. He's leading the battle, leading the charges, and really dictating where Trista has to fight.
And that's what you have to do with it with First Lobos. You cannot win in a straight-up fight with any kind of vehicles whatsoever, and the Panzer layer advantage when it comes to vehicles is only going to get more powerful as the game goes on.
Yeah. I mean, those Panthers at long range are going to be a real pain in the ass to kill. I mean, his only bet is, like, the Oshak Panzers, like a few Pack 40s, I believe, that you get.
Meanwhile, Saving Private Ryan moment. Panther leads their way, and it's going to get completely blown to pieces.
What are you doing, buddy? Panthers do not like tall buildings.
They like trees, tall trees. Not
like
the concrete jungle.
Claustrophobic, okay? It's animal cruelty doing that.
Yeah, I'm sure we can get PETA on the phone. Now our videos have been marked for animal cruelty. Down south, by the way, Pack 40 has turned that Terran push into a bit of a no-win situation. There is that 40mm gun. Yep, that goes down. Unfortunately for him, I mean, not perfect push so far, especially when you have this 80mm mortar that's just blowing holes into the push. But pretty good.
At least the Panzer Grenadiers actually doing a pretty good job holding the line. Long range, PC guns really do win out against a lot of infantry.
Which is good, because as of right now, to the north, First Lobos, they've killed every one of those squads that's been brought in.
Yeah, Xiru's doing a very good job just keeping on the pressure. And really, like, Trista's problem is he doesn't have enough infantry, let alone units, on the field to really hold his back. Xiru just has more dudes to maneuver around, especially at the far north. There's 3 Germans, and I don't think they can hold off this many Hungarians.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're really hungry for that much. One thing I do want to see actually a little bit more of, we are going to see some pioneers being brought in. You see where the lone surviving buddy system is? If you strike east from there, yes, you are forced to avoid the towns, but you get so much more flexibility. If you divide, you just do something, anything, but putting tanks into the position right here, this is going to be awful.
No, don't do that, buddy. No. But yeah, you're completely right. Riv Panzer, he shouldn't be fighting over the town. He should try to push down south in the open where he can spread his legs and use his high-powered anti-tank weaponry to blow holes in anything. And, well, his Panther just got blown a hole. It's not pretty.
Well, the Bridge Too Far vibes continue as all the light vehicles get blown to pieces by 40 mils and anti-tank guns, and
Like a
Yikes.
German assault over the bridge.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking about.
Yep, but the Panther needs to be a leopard run.
Yep.
Yep.
Pioneers, in the meantime, we have 2 squads to the north, 2 squads to the south. And this is unfortunately the tail of the tape thus far, is that consistently they get within about 1.5 kilometers and almost immediately just get shredded.
Yep. Yeah, it's really not looking good for Trista. He's starting to secure the south again a bit, bringing in those piles, but yeah, he just spends so many resources on that town and no artillery. Once again, if he brought artillery into his town and just level it and then move in, he would have a much better chance. But he's really ignoring one of the vital components to a long and prosperous life as a commander in ST2.
I just had the Shogun vibe, like, excellent news, my lord. And it's like, just the long and prosperous life thing, I don't know why. More Husardoks to the south, more Terrans to the south as well. To the north, we are going to get some more Pigrens. Again, though, this is the Band-Aid. This is Triage. Which is so unfortunate, because Panzer can be such a dominant force on the field.
Yeah. But, yeah, it just hasn't really managed to use it. I mean, the buddy system thing was cool. But
yeah.
It's just been downhill since the buddies have been blown up.
Yeah, and part of that was kind of doomed from the Recon planes being surprisingly effective against that. Could have been mitigated a bit, yeah. But I mean, that's actually an innovation I kind of want to bring into my own games with that. That's just really a weird thing that I never thought about.
Yeah, it's not even that expensive to get both of them, I believe. Like, the Pag 40 is like 60 points, and then an IG-18 is
like
35?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like 95 points for like a pretty scary gun platform combo.
Well, it's sneaky.
Yeah.
It's sneaky. It's effective against a lot of different kind of personnel. I mean, it's a really solid idea.
I like it a lot. Yeah, right now Xiru's just gearing up for a huge assault down south. He's got the Terrans, he's got the Husardoks, he's got the artillery, and he's got even more Terrans.
That's true, but there's a big cat there. Kind of looks like a big thing, like a puma. Unfortunately, the puma's going to run afoul any second here.
Well, the half-track's going to take the nade at least.
No, but there's these low-velocity anti-tank guns.
Oh, yeah. And, yeah. The puma doesn't like getting shot by anything, to be honest.
Can't say that I blame him.
Same. Especially when they blow up.
Yeah, I haven't met too many jungle cats that do that, but I have heard that is an issue sometimes.
Yeah.
And all of his light vehicles are now being thrust into a forest area. Guys, this is, again, to a certain extent, I can understand with the desire to say, okay, I need to stop this breakthrough now. But at best, keep a hold onto the territory that's necessary, i.e. 1-2 flags. And outside of that, putting your light vehicles into a more central position where they can use the recon to good advantage.
Yeah, really his best bet in using those light vehicles is to keep him on top of the hill, right for the Terran runs to crest over it, and then just blast him at short range with the autocannons. But he's starting to get 2 big cats on the field, and it's really going to be vital if he can use these big cats efficiently to stall off these Hungarian panzers.
I really want to be optimistic about that. I'm a little concerned when we have a single tank going into all the Terrans, even the Hussars without committed anti-tank weaponry issue to them.
Yeah.
It's a really, really brave idea. I just don't know how well it's going to work out.
Yeah, and Xiru just has a lot of tanks down south. Yes, they're only Terran tanks, light rate, but most of Trista's units are also pretty light rate.
Yes, indeed. I suppose the question is how much the tanks and recon material can see. Please don't tell me these. Okay, I was at the FTKFZs. I thought they were going to start going into this infantry again. But no, they are certainly devastating the troops out in the open.
That's pretty cool to see, just how much firepower, all the DACA.
Well, exactly, exactly. The only drawback, and this is just a committed, I don't know what to call it, issue, is just that those recon vehicles outside of the Puma just have such little munitions to be utilized.
Yeah,
It's like a low half health, half munitions load already.
yeah. He probably would have done better if he got like some Panzer IVs. Just even some medium tanks, as they can make pretty short work of those Turan 2s. But I don't know. Maybe he can blow up his tanks run by run on the Pumas. I mean, it's kind of working.
True,
Yeah.
true. Unfortunately, his Panther is already in the south. It's already taken a shot or two from that 75 millimeter, and he doesn't really have the the sobriety to keep himself steady for too much longer.
Hmm. But yeah, at least Trista's managed to clear up some of the tanks down south. But yeah, our Pack 40 is just gonna make short work of that Panther. Once again, maybe a bit of artillery would help out. Help out a lot.
True, true. I am checking back into the north real quick. Ooh, never mind. I gotta see the death of the light vehicles down to the south. One by one, unfortunately, these brave souls are getting taken out until we have one Puma left.
Right charge in the open like that. That is a very silly idea.
I'll check back into the Panther to the north. His engine has been destroyed. There's another 75 millimeter less than 500 meters from him now.
He's a pillbox now.
What a terrifying pillbox.
Yeah, right. See, you know the Panther turret pillboxes?
I'm not sure if we're speaking in jest at the moment, because I
No, I'm
actually
being
have heard about
serious.
them.
Yeah, like the I don't know if it was defense of Germany or if it was like Dutch after the war as a defensive, but you just have like the Panther turret in like encased cement or whatnot as a stationary bunker.
I can see it. That'd be absolutely freaking terrifying. But we are going to watch the infantry one by one get slain from the German side of things. Are we going to see those, are we see some softball, maybe?
Well, get in there, buds, but don't think it's gonna happen.
Well, the Turan's going to come out to the side and maybe engage the Panther. And crew killed. So he lost his life, but it was not in vain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Xiru has missteps every now and again when he plays, but this is very skillfully done.
Yeah, that was a really cool flank up north. Yeah, Panther, I mean, it's pretty dead. It's not gonna come back.
Not quite as dead as the Ju-87 is, but the Ju-87 carpet bombing, that thing is really, really quite delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure this Focke-Wulf's gonna make it out.
No, but the Focke-Wulf will probably kill it. Maybe? Or maybe
No, I think maybe the
anti-aircraft
40
gun.
mil. 40 mil's been doing a ton of work already.
Alright.
Or not. One deflection shot? No, it's too fast. Down to the south, this might be the last gasp, perhaps, of our intrepid man Spiff. As we get a couple of Panzer Grens with Panzerfausts? Yes. Shockingly enough, although the cost has been high, Trista has more or less held on to those 2 victory points he needed to hold on to.
Mm-hmm.
And now a Tiga gets brought on in, so terrifying, but unfortunately just one vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah. Just at this point, Xiru has... Yeah, I think it's pretty clear he's going to be winning this match.
Oh, well, when we have 3 Tigers being brought on in at the same time, this is both darkly humorous, and at the same time oh, excuse me, well, 1 to the south, 2 to the north.
Mm-hmm.
Still almost crippling use of resources. His Pete Grant says Pioneers to the north, the trucks are getting shredded.
Ambush!
Ugh, that's hard to watch. It's very, very unfortunate on some of these moments here.
Mm-hmm. For sure. For sure.
But, yes. So, how would you have played this matchup? From the Panzer side?
Take more medium tanks. Try not to bunch up the support guns. Take artillery. And don't throw away important units in crazy assaults on towns.
You know, I can't help but feel that it's almost better to play a more historical route in terms of the towns to completely bypass them, say
Yeah.
screw it, and then move on.
Or just use a shit ton of rocket artillery. That works as well. But just charging ahead in, with, you know, antifreeze and a panther with not much infantry support, you're just asking for a bad time.
Unfortunately, yes.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to watch the two Tigers to the north. A lot of rounds just going to impact off their front glacis there. But I'm surprised not seeing the 40. Yeah. 75 mil out of. He's out of. Oh, maybe he's got an efficient shot on or something. But
yeah, I think that's it. It's probably going to shoot like an APCR shell, and that will go straight through the Tiger.
Like butter.
Like butter.
But Trista, I'm sorry, my friend. Did it not work out better for you? I really do like your innovation in terms of the pack at IG. Just gotta watch that distance play.
Yep.
Panzer Lair is not a knife fighting division. The Hungarians are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Hungarians will just get close and stab you 5 times before you even know what happens.
I mean, geez, think about their, let's put this in air quotes, cruiser tanks.
Oh yeah, yeah. Those Tirans are so goddamn good. Some of the best light tanks in the game.
Well, it's the new new I6s.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. That's pretty fair. Yeah.
And Trista, is that Van Damme? No, it's Arnold from the most recent. Oh my God, from the most recent Terminator.
I'm glad you can identify it.
Could not watch that movie. Jagdpanzer, the Hetzer, damn.
Yeah.
3P3s, a Panther, and a Führer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's accounting for a hefty chunk of that difference already.
Yeah, Husserworks knocking out a Panther and some Pyos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing too crazy on Hungarians and Colossus. Yeah, nothing really amazing either. But it was a pretty back and forth early on, but it just kind of snowballed out of Trista's control. But at the same time, Trista did make some pretty big mistakes.
But you know what? The good thing about this is that nobody died, which means that we can learn from mistakes and come back from the match tomorrow. Exactly. And folks, with that in mind, the great thing about this is that you guys can always come back for the match on Thursday. Don't remember the matchup at the moment. I'm sure it's going to be just as great a game and a better surprise for you. Rang, any last thoughts about this one here?
I'll be back.
Ooh.
Real be back.
Better. Oh,
there we
guys,
go.
By the way, so signups, I believe, for SD2 Season 2 League might be closed. If you do have any questions, though, either hit us up in the Discord or I think reach out to Proto Soccer, right?
Yeah.
So, but be on the lookout for some of those replays coming to you soon. But for right now, until next time, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangaroo. Take it easy.